To find 80-year-old Larry Custer of Dickinson. He was last seen last night around 10:30 at his home in Dickinson, and he was wearing blue jeans, a multicolor western shirt, and a black winter coat. Take a look, picture on your screen. He's about 5'11", 200 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes.
Custer could be driving a red 2008 Ford Taurus with North Dakota plate 755 BCU. You see it on your screen there. The vehicle has a front headlight out and damage to the driver's side door. Police say Custer has medical conditions that make him at risk for being out on his own. Again, if you have any information on Larry Custer, contact Dickinson Police or your local law enforcement.
Also on your fast track this morning, wicked winter weather is threatening to disrupt air travel going into this Christmas weekend. That has some airlines already issuing travel waivers to help people start their trips a little earlier. The busy Minneapolis hub expects their busiest days to be today and tomorrow, with 33,000 people expected to pass through the airport. Airport officials say when the weather hits, it might be impossible to fly out of Minneapolis.
And as we know, the Twin Cities is a hub for many flights out of Fargo and Grand Forks each day. So we're keeping an eye on travel into and out of the valley all week for you. Already this morning, 2 morning departures from Fargo were canceled, one to Chicago, the other to Dallas. Everything in Grand Forks so far on schedule.
And that's because of the weather. So we want to get a check of the forecast right now with meteorologist Lisa Green. Morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, we continue our stretch of Arctic air, which is already dangerous, but now we're adding on that snow chance here today on this first alert weather day, and the wind will follow Thursday and Friday, causing hazards for blowing snow. So here's a look at what's going on right now. This is our live view in Grand Forks. We have snow coming down, reducing our visibility. You can also see that the flags barely moving at all at Home of Economy in Grand Forks. So that's a good sign. As we're dealing with the snow, we don't want any wind. And we will see a little bit of it today, but not nearly as intense as what's to come. I'll show you that in a second. But looking at our reports coming in this morning, lots of places in the teens below zero. We have one spot, Thief River Falls, at 21 below on our list here. And wind chills are getting as low as 30s below here this morning. Fargo's at 15 below with snow. Grand Forks, of course, we see it in our view there, having some snow too at 17 below. Bemidji, Devil's Lake at 17 below as well. So here's a look at the latest radar. You can see that a lot of places are quiet, but then there are spots getting snow in spots like Grand Forks and Fargo, and then pushes westward from there as you see that area of blue, and a couple of lighter areas of light snow farther south from there. And zooming in just a little bit more, it's basically along the Highway 2 corridor and then south just north of I-94, pushing into the I-94 corridor in the FM Metro again here. So scattered snow showers developing. This is a system that's developing as it's passing over us. So we'll see more snow develop as the day goes on, and more chances for this to impact our travel as the day goes on as well. There's another area of snow down into southern Minnesota heading right for the Twin Cities. We're warning you about them being impacted by this storm. They'll be kind of getting more of a direct hit from the heaviest snowfall and the wind associated with that coming up. We'll be dealing with some snow, and then the wind will be a factor again later this week rather. Today though, just cold and snowy out there. We're looking at temperatures staying mainly in the teens below zero for Fargo. Wind out of the north. It does increase just slightly heading into the afternoon. It's not until late tonight that we see some increases in wind to go with a snowfall that'll be coming down here through the rest of the day today. Here's a look at our snowfall amounts. Higher amounts the farther southeast you go. Some pockets in that 5, maybe up to 6-inch range for our very southern viewers here in the valley. And then lesser amounts up to the north along the border there. We could see just a little dusting in some spots, up to about 1 inch in those border towns around Langdon, back up toward Walhalla and Cavalier in those spots. So let's get into those wind conditions that are going to become more and more of a concern for travel. Again, today it's more the snow. We will see some gusts starting to get into the 20s by late tonight. If you have some plans to travel later tonight, you will notice that. Most of the day, though, staying a little bit quieter. Heading into Thursday, the wind picks up, steady speeds out of the north-northwest, getting into the 20s, and gusts getting into the 30s, especially by the evening. And Friday, it intensifies from there, gusts into the 40s. And we get more and more concerned about the potential for ground blizzard conditions with these wind gusts going. So again, it's going to be hazardous the next few days. Of course, that's why we have our first alert weather days, to give you that heads up. Heading into the holiday weekend, though, Christmas Day, just in time for the holiday, we'll see temperatures rise above zero.
Okay, snow and bitter cold, but that countdown to Christmas remains. Thank you for the update, Lisa. And now for a look at some real-time travel conditions, let's hop on over to Jordan.
Yeah, we want to make sure we're checking the roads this morning. Lisa talking about some snow falling in the metro. That's what we're seeing on I-29 and I-94. We got snow-covered roads there. However, we do have a crash that just popped up south of the metro here right now. It's I-29 northbound just by around County Road 16, exit 54. There is a crash there. They're saying you should expect delays east of Valley City on I-94 going westbound. They say there's a traffic hazard on the road there right now, so watch out for that this morning. But taking a look at the rest of I-94, it's kind of a spotty mixed bag of depending on where you are, what you can expect. In the metro, we're talking snow covered. Just outside of it, we're talking ice covered. A little bit closer to Valley City, snow covered again, and then it kind of goes off and on. Snow, ice as we head through the state of North Dakota here, so make sure you're watching out. I-29, very much the same story. North of Grand Forks, ice covered. South of Grand Forks, snow covered. And then south of Fargo-Moorhead into Traverse County, or not Traverse County, excuse me, Richland County, also icy this morning. Devil's Lake Basin is talking about some snow-covered roads this morning. Anything south of I-94, though, Ransom, Sargent, and Lemoore-Dickey counties, they're talking about some ice on those roads there, so make sure that you're staying careful. In Minnesota, we actually have an incident that popped up along I-94 just east of Fergus Falls along the interstate, so watch out there. Highway 10 between Moorhead and Hawley, partially snow-covered, but if you're heading to the Twin Cities today, we were just talking about how it's a big, busy travel day. Highway 10 and I-94, depending which way you take to get there, both green right now. That means seasonal. However, seasonal with these temperatures, we know it could be icy. Get down to the Twin Cities area right now. They're reported as green as well, but so far 7 crashes already reported around the Twin Cities metro this morning. So no matter where you're going, make sure that you are taking it slow and being careful. Ashlyn.
All right, thank you for that real-time update. Investigators looking for the cause of a fire that badly damaged a bedroom in a South Fargo townhouse. It was reported yesterday afternoon in the 2200 block of 30 and a half Avenue South. One pet had to be rescued. No one else was injured in that fire. A small North Dakota community now rallying around a city landmark after heavy snow collapsed its roof on Monday. The top of the historic movie theater in New Rockford caved in and there's extensive damage. But people in town say they'll keep the century-old cinema alive. If you'd like to help out, we have links to a GoFundMe on valleynewslive.com. Just find this story and click on it. North Dakota has a new lieutenant governor. Doug Burgum is appointing Tammy Miller to replace Brent Sanford, who announced his resignation just yesterday.
Miller has been the state's chief operating officer since 2020 and previously served as Border State CEO. She starts on January 3rd. Sanford is leaving to return to the private sector and focus what he says on his family and his career. Well, we have a busy travel week ahead of us here, especially with this winter weather in place, so you need to make sure you're watching out for that. Download the VNL News and Weather app so you stay updated on everything you need to know as we head toward the holiday.
You know what I was thinking? What you put on a flight, on a plane to de-ice it? We need to get that on our vehicles and ourselves.
I need to keep it like a Windex bottle in the car. Put it on everything.
For Christmas, kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for joining us this morning. Stay warm, stay